Welcome back to Light Tower Ministries Kabukicho walkthrough. Today we're going to take a look at Ichibangai, which is the main artery that feeds down into the Kabukicho area. This is by day, and like any other entertainment district. It's got bright lights, it's got clubs, it's got restaurants, but as it gets darker, you begin to see more of the reality of what this area is, which is it's an area that is full of exploitation, homelessness, drug abuse. And so what I want to do today is I just want to kind of take you through this, and we're going to go quickly through it because there are a lot of minors here and I don't want to focus too much attention on them specifically, but I do want to outline the different areas in Kabukicho. So let's go ahead and get started. As we start walking down Ichibangai, you're going to notice young people standing along the sidewalks holding signs for different clubs. Many of these individuals look like high schoolers because they are, or at least they're high school age, and many of them are even as young as junior high or sixth graders, some of them in extreme cases. Most of these promoters are under 18 years old, and they stand on the street for hours, often late into the night, holding signs advertising the clubs in Kabukicho. So that's what you see on the surface. What you don't see underneath the surface is that individuals can go into these clubs and they can request this child, one of these children, be brought into the club to provide companionship. And that is what happens. And of course, the kids don't make that money, that the clubs do. And that leads to the exploitation of that child. Now, as we move a little farther down, we're going to reach the part of Kabukicho known for a group called the Toyoko Kids. The name might make you think of teenagers, and many of them are, but this group is surprisingly mixed. There are young runaways as young as 12 years old living among adults in their 40s, 50s, and even their 60s. So the Toyoko Kids are not an official organization. They are a loose collective of 100 to 200 homeless individuals who have found community here in the chaos of Kabukicho. But life among them is far from safe. There's a high level of drug use, as well as self-harm and suicide, especially among the younger members who have nowhere to turn. So one of the most troubling things about the Toyoko Kids is the fact that they're quite popular outside of Tokyo. If you are a teenager and you're struggling in school or you're struggling at home, you know who these kids are. And the belief is that if you travel to Kabukicho and you find the Toyoko Kids, you're going to find acceptance and belonging. And that is true. Of course, they will accept you. They're very accepting. But what that also brings is the self-destructive behaviors, the drug use, and the self-harm, and the attempts at suicide. It doesn't take very long before the kids are caught in that same cycle. So this here is kind of a mixed scene, right? We've got a lot happening here. You're going to see some men in the bright green vests. They are not police officers, they're safety patrol officers. They're tasked with trying to keep minors from working the streets. Unfortunately, their authority is limited, and their presence, while well-intentioned, often has little real impact on what happens here after dark. One of the things that you're also going to see here that's quite frustrating is I have seen, just in this walk alone, I saw 3 different toddlers in strollers. Please do not bring your children to this area. This is not a tourist location. So that was Ichibangai Street. I want you to remember that beneath the neon lights and the endless entertainment, there is another story that's unfolding here. It's one of vulnerability, survival, and the desperate search for belonging. For many, Kabukicho is both a refuge and a trap. It is a place where the lost and the forgotten gather in the heart of one of the world's busiest and loneliest cities. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more about what's happening here in Tokyo. I ask you just to share this with 5 of your friends, subscribe to our channels so that we can continue to provide information about human trafficking and child exploitation here in Japan.